Hello, second block. This is Mrs. Rutan. As you guys know, I am out today, but I've created a lovely little video to help you with the Archetypes Infographic project that you will be doing in class on Thursday, the 18th of September. So first is you're going to be getting a couple papers from the sub, one of which is this right here, which is the Archetypes Infographic poster. It has a project description right here. It talks about infographics and it has some strategies and there's some notes and things like that. So basically you are creating an infographic. And what is an infographic? Well, if you Google it, an infographic is kind of a poster. And it's a poster in a sense that it has title, big font, little font, but it has a lot more visuals more than anything. So these are really infographic-y. You might go a little bit more poster in what you design. But what happens is you have an archetype and you might label what archetype you're doing and you might list some traits or you might try to do a collage effect. But if you're kind of curious of ideas, I suggest starting with an infographic idea first. And then you're going to go back to the project and you're going to have to figure out what archetype you want to celebrate on the infographic. And just remember, the infographic, I don't really care how it's set up. It's not like a requirement that it has to have this complete infographic structure, but it does need to be visually engaging and it does need to have a good overview or info of the topic. And when you go down to the rubric grading, you'll see I am grading you on your content, which is what information and details you share about the archetype. And then I'm also going to be grading you on the craft, which is just how do you present, in a sense like the presentation of the poster on the page, and do you have effective, powerful, creative, and graphic visuals. So moving forward, you need to figure out what archetype you want. You need to figure out what information needs to be shared about that. And you have lots and lots of options. So you'll have this mentor text, which is really long, and there's tons of options that I've already borrowed from the web. But I also encourage you maybe to take a few minutes to explore the web. So archetypes, as you can see right here, is a reoccurrent pattern. It's basically something that allows you to look at a character type. It could be a pattern of action. It could be an image. I'm kind of focusing you in the direction of a character type, but I'm actually open to you guys doing different archetypes if you want to. You guys can surprise me. You just have to have good info about it, and it has to have good craft. Another thing you could do is look up like lesser known archetypes. I just did that, and they had an interesting one. This one, the Cloud Cuckoo Lander. And they talk about how Finding Dory and the character Dory is like that. If you read Fences, the brother Gabriel is kind of like a Cloud Cuckoo Lander. So, I don't know. There's a lot of options. And I think try to have fun with it. Try to do a little bit of research to see what you want to create. So, you're going to make your poster. You're going to include most of this information on there to kind of create that good infographic kind of quality. And you're going to use something called Canva. So if you go to canva.com, you can log into this under your Gmail. So it took me right in there because I'm already logged in. But if you go, you can actually log in under your Google account. And then it will take you here and you can pick what kind of poster you want. So they do have some animated ones that, I don't know, maybe you want to play with that. I actually just went for the poster. I did look at infographic, but I like the boxy quality of the poster better. But there's lots. I mean, there's a social media one. There's just a lot of different options. So when you click on this, what will happen is you'll be able to click on a poster design. And then you can start modifying it. You just want to pay attention to when it says free. And so this obviously doesn't match, but I could delete out these images and I could start putting in what information I want to share. I can change the color of what I'm creating. And it's just a nice poster maker. It really will create a nice polished effect. And then the last thing is, when you do this, hopefully you get something like this. So I did a pretend poster for the pretend archetype of a jailbird, which is actually inspired by a good man. It's hard to find, but I think the character who's Jailbird feels like they are misjudged. They also could be referred to as an innocent, or like they were put in jail. They are often depicted as a rough guy. And when you go over here, this is where you can play with the different features of your poster. So the first one was the template, which I picked right here. You can add photos. You can add elements. So I actually added these bar elements. You can add more text. You can change your background. And then you can also upload. So I've already uploaded some pictures. And I'm going to use this picture because he's so cute. Oh, there's two of them. And I'm going to put him as my like main image of a jailbird. And I'm going to play with it and make it look kind of cute and match up to it. And then I'm going to put some details of a jailbird and then maybe some famous examples of jailbird. So that is Canva. I encourage you to try Canva if you really want a nice polished poster. But I'm open to other interpretations as well. There's a lot of flexibility here, but just make sure you reference back to the rubric in terms of the grading. Do you have good information and do you have good craft? So good luck and have fun with it.